Hey there, my name is sjofors. A weird name, I know that, but I'm also known as the Price Whisperer, and I adopted the moniker because people called me the Price Whisperer so many times, and it's a lot easier to find me, find my company, find my books, find um, my videos, and so forth. If you just Google the Price Whisperer. Today, I'm going to talk about international pricing and why it's crucial that you use price consultancies as you um, as you decide to expand your business overseas in one way or another. Why is that? Well, because everything is different. Absolutely everything is different. And one of the most, and I should tell you this, that I've done business in about 40 countries. I've run companies that sold globally, more than one company. Uh, and one of the lessons I learned, of course, was that everything is different. So let's start by thinking of what makes what makes everything different. Well, first of all, culture is different, obviously, is in different countries. Buying behavior is different in different countries. Competition is different in different countries. Access to funds is different in different countries. Payment processing is different. Competition is different. Um, Potential partners are different. And of course, willingness to pay is different. So one of the most common mistakes I see um, when companies come to expand internationally is that they think they can sell in their new international market the same way they sell in their home market, but they can't. And it's sort of funny. It's here from a U.S. perspective. It's funny to see how uh, companies outside the U.S. are trying to penetrate the U.S. market with the same benefit statements, with the same with the same pricing, with the same advertising and so forth that works in their home market, and it never works here, right? In fact, I have to tell you this little story. I think this is very funny. This company based in Estonia, actually, I started to see uh, Facebook ads on my Facebook feed for this particular company. Why the algorithm that Facebook used decided that I would be a potential customer for this particular product, I don't know, because I'm certainly not a particular customer. But the interesting thing was that they said the price was in euros. Well, we're in the US, aren't we? We don't buy in euros. We buy in US dollars. Now, I happen to have, obviously, a lot of international experience, so I know a euro. I know roughly the exchange rate between the euro and the US dollar. So, of course, I can look it up and get the exact number. But for the vast majority of consumers here in the US, it's saying that you want to buy something and the price is in euros is not going to work. And it was a consumer product. So it wasn't that it was sold B2B with negotiations or anything like that. I was supposed to click this link in the ad, go to a website and buy this particular device. And and I didn't for various reasons, but I can just imagine how much money this particular company wasted because they thought they can go and put their prices in euro also in the US market. I actually reached out to the CEO of the company on LinkedIn and said, you need to fix this because you're wasting money. And they did. I still see that ad for the company. Unfortunately, it is now in U.S. dollars, so it makes a little bit more sense. And likewise, we have we have experience with companies here in the U.S. that decide, for example, that they want to expand their product into South America, and again they sell in U.S. dollars, which is it doesn't make sense for the buyers in South America to buy in U.S. dollars, and likewise they're trying to sell this in English language. Not in Spanish or in Portuguese if they happen to want to sell in Brazil. They go to market in English. Very. I mean, it's so basic. I don't understand why companies don't understand this. And a client of ours, they had come up with fishing lures. I don't fish, so I know nothing about fishing lures more than what we learned in this particular project. But they were very proud because they had found some way of painting this fishing lure in what they thought was attractive ways. So it didn't exactly look like a fish, like most fishing lures, but it looked attractive, and they were successful in their home market. And they came here to the U.S. and they did promotions about the fancy payment scheme on the fishing lure and so forth. And what we found as a price consultant in the willingness to pay research we found that less than 10% of the market care about the color scheme of the fishing lure, right? And that what they thought was their main benefit statement, and not only was it less than 10% that cared about the color scheme of a fishing lure, those also had the absolute lowest willingness to pay, right? So this company was completely barking up the wrong tree, wrong message, wrong product benefit push, and they also had a price that was way too expensive for the U.S. market, right? So everything was wrong, but it was easy to fix. You fix your marketing message. You use other benefits that drove higher willingness to pay, and you adjusted the price to meet the willingness to pay in this particular market, and sales took off, right? And and that's. It's an understanding of what is different between a home market and an international market that is so important, right? And there are obviously many other examples, but here's when price consultancies then come in, because they can conduct that willingness to pay research and in the target market and figure out what is the most desirable customer profile in that market, what product features, functions, or service features, functions, and benefits do that particular market care about, which is always different than what people in your home market care about. How do potential buyers in that market want to learn about the product or service? What kind of marketing channels are most effective? What kind of marketing messages are most effective? What kind of sales channels and sales methodologies are most effective? How do customers like to pay? We did a project for a company that expanded heavily into Indonesia, consumer goods, actually an app with in-app payments, and in Indonesia, having credit cards is not very common. Certainly not for the younger demographic that this particular company was focusing on, and instead people over there goes to there goes to kiosks, corner stores, that kind of stuff, and they buy a coupon, and then they can, in one way or another, enter that coupon number, and in that way that the company get paid for, in this case, the in-app purchases that the company offered. So a completely different way of paying than what folks did here in their home market. So it is details like that is so important, and if you don't know, and if you certainly don't know how all of these changes, all these differences between your home market and your international market, if you don't know how they affect what potential customers in that international market is willing to pay, you are very likely to fail, right? Or at least not reach your true potential, right? So that's why you want to use a price consultancy to find out willingness to pay in that market, and not only that, find what people are willing to pay for, and how they want to pay, and how they want to buy, and so forth, and how you can differentiate yourself against local competition. Much to think about when you grow your company overseas, but worthwhile, I can assure you. All right, that was all for today. I hope you liked this little video on price consultancy and international market, and I'm looking forward to see you again on the next video. Thank you so much for your time.